put your hand on her knee. But disguise it a little bit. Just be like, oh, she says something funny. Ha ha. Laugh and don't slap her knee hard. But, like slap her knee. Oh, I think he's going to try and touch me. You just accidentally brush against it. Just be intentional with it. Or if you just can't handle any of that, just be like, can I hold your hand?
And maybe like look at her lips and stuff and like kind of slow things down and then go for it. I also think that when you're too much of a nice guy, you don't come off as genuine. And obviously, if you're joking the whole date too, like we were talking about, that's why I wanted you to clarify, you're not coming off as genuine. But the thing is that people who just agree with everything or like don't have any sort of controversial anything, like we're all like that as human beings.
Right.
So if you're just saying what she wants to hear, so she'll like you, she's going to pick up on that because she's going to be like, there's no way. Like, this guy's hiding something or, he can't even tell me how he actually feels about this. So how is he going to like be honest with me? Like, even if you're doing it in a nice way. So throwing in things like that or like saying how you feel if she shows up late or something like that, or even if she says something that offends you or something, saying that or joking, adding that stuff in there comes off more genuine than just people pleasing. And I think guys also get that mixed up too, right? Because they're like, oh, well, if I don't step on any toes, if you do everything right and, just don't cause any waves, then she'll like me more. But it's like, what we're trying to tell you in this whole episode is actually going to get you the most results and make you come off the most genuine and also allow yourself to be more confident in yourself and just not stress you out as much of having to worry about what people think about you.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Which brings us to the next piece of it to add is that you got to go for the kiss or the clothes or however you want it, but you got to make the moves, right? And so there's a couple of tips on this, right? So one of them I give is the hand trick, the hand holding trick or whatever, if you want to hold her hand or whatever, or touch her hand, which is you literally just, and so this stuff has to happen early on, right? So, before we even get to the hand holding thing, when you meet her on the date, right, go for a hug. At least, get physical contact from the very, very beginning. Go in for the hug, right? And just think in your mind that you have to create physical contact, right? So what's creepy is if you're like, or like
the slow reach.
Or what's not creepy is everyone's got one of those friends that you go up to them and they slap you on the back and they're like, "Hey, buddy, what you doing, man?" And they punch you in the arm or whatever. I'm not saying do that, but that guy never comes across as creepy. His physical contact is not seen as weird at all because he
just goes for it,
right? Yeah, and so just go for it. So if you're gonna put your hand on her knee, just put your hand on her knee, right? But disguise it a little bit. Just be like, oh, she says something funny. Ha ha. Laugh and don't slap her knee hard, but, like slap her knee or give her a little playful punch in the shoulder. Little play, right? But something like that.
Maybe not a punch in the shoulder.
I mean, it's a little, like or a nudge or whatever, tap her on the shoulder or whatever. Those type of things where you're creating a physical contact. But the one I was going to get to was the hand, right? So a very simple way to initiate the physical contact is just to say, hey, let me see your hand, right? In fact, here, hey, let me see your hand. Oh, wow. Like it's a little far away, but we're like, let me see. And then do this. Compare, like, oh, you have such tiny hands.
Ew.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. He's touching me.
Be like, or do the ew.
Ew.
Oh yeah, oh shoot. When I went to the restroom, I got a little.
She's not gonna say ew.
But if she does, do the, there you go. Now she just thinks she got pee on her hand. Great. That's what she gets for saying ew. But it's as simple as that, right? Like, if you ask a girl, let me see your hand, she's not gonna say no. If she went on a date with you, if she says no, then I maybe just end the date. But no, but she's not.
But what if she has bigger hands than you?
Then just use that. Be like, oh my gosh, you're Bigfoot. No, it's like, wow, you should do the shot put or like. I don't know. Like, try to play it off like, I mean, it'll probably freak you out and be weird, but try to pretend like it's sexy or something. I don't know.
Wow.
But you get the hand. You could do whatever. You could look at her ring and be like, "Oh wow, where'd you get that ring?" Now you're touching her
My husband,
hand, right? Or yeah, like, "Oh wow, see, he must be a lucky guy. I'd like to be that guy." But yeah, so
this is not good with two people who know how to like do the witty banter back and forth.
But
it's a good example.
Or our classic TikTok with 10 million views or whatever, 16 million views.
How to kiss a girl?
Yeah, just like,
go watch that.
You just, push.
Oh, I was like, trace her ear with your finger.
No, brush her hair out of her face, pull her hair behind her ear, which gets you close to be able to kiss. I mean, you could watch
the video. The whisper song by
but...
Ying Yang Twins in her ear. Like, hey, little mama, let me whisper in your
ear. Yeah. Especially after I rode here on a camel, and then you do that, exactly. and then it's good. Then she'll definitely need to go to the restroom, and she'll definitely crawl out the window. So, but you got to go for at least the kiss, and because again,
and sit next to her. Like we also did a short clip, I think, for your channel on that. Like, try to scoot next to her so then it's not awkward like we just did, like reaching across the table for her hand. If you're sitting closer to her,
put her hand on you.
It's easier to do all these things. And I know that you've also done before, like the lean over, like look at my phone.
You're looking at something on her phone or your phone, sharing it, and then it's a perfect. It's hard to demonstrate here, but you can like put your arm around her while you're looking at the
and
the
you
thing.
lean in
it's like,
together to
or you
look
point
at it
out to her, you know what I mean? Or you grab her hand or whatever. It gives you an excuse to be able to do that where it feels natural, not creepy, where it's like, oh, I think he's gonna try and touch me, or like you just accidentally brush against. Just be intentional with it. Or if you just can't handle any of that, just be like, can I hold your hand? Like, that's better than being creepy. I mean, that's not the best. But
I think just being close enough to her, because really that makes it a lot easier. Because I was even thinking about, because I understand as a woman how hard it must be to make a lot of this seem natural, like initiating touching her. But that's why I do think being closer to her is going to be the easier thing. Because I was like, okay, well, how at the end of the night do you get the kiss? Like, you talk close together. Like, you're pretty close face to face, and you're having conversation, and then maybe like look at her lips and stuff, and like kind of slow things down, and then go for it. Like that'll make it easier than just being like, okay, bye. Like, like trying to like. Just get it over with. Like, be close to her in proximity.
Right.
Stare at her face, like look at her lips, slow things down, be like, okay, well, I really don't want to go just yet or something, slow, and then go for it.
And don't wait till the end, because that's where it's more likely to be the good night peck on the cheek. How long into our date did I kiss you? Our first date.
I can't remember. It was a few hours because we talked for like
it was like
hours.
It was like a half hour.
No,
I could guarantee it was.
We were there for like
we were there for a long time, but the kiss happened at least within the first hour for sure, right?
I also had espresso martinis.
Yeah, but my point is that I went for it.
Right. No, you did.
Like, because
that
sets the tone for the rest of the date, right? And especially if you have any plans on on taking it to the next level, you got to do the kiss. The kiss is expected at the end, and then it's like an awkward thing, and it's like, oh, I don't know, do I like him, or like, let's just do the peck on the cheek just because I'm not sure, right? So if you already have done the kiss earlier in the date, at the restaurant, walking to the park after the restaurant, something like that, then everything is going to be much smoother afterwards, and there's more likely to be a second date because you create this.